Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. We got loads to go through. We're a bit earlier uploading this than we normally would be. I've done that for a reason, and it's because I am panicking. We're going to get to that in a second. Let's start with this. I'm not panicking about this, mainly because I'm not believing this. Logan Paul has claimed that he's retired. When asked about being at WrestleMania 41, he says, I'm retired. I'm a dad, bro. So Big Bam, thank you. Quite a few people tagging me in this. I have got a policy of not believing anything that Logan Paul says, and I think that policy is going to come through for me on this one. I think the reason he said this is just to get some people talking, just to get a bit of buzz going, just to maybe have the haters celebrating so that when he does return, he'll be a bigger heel because he will have lied. He will have caught people off guard. Listen, it wasn't that long ago. He said that 2025 was going to be a massive year for him. He wanted to try and become a world champion. He was really going to go for it. Jake Paul was even saying, I can be your wise man, your Paul Heyman. So the idea that all of that has now been scrapped and we've gone a complete 180 in a different direction and actually now he's retired, I just don't buy it. I don't believe it. I'll believe it when we get to the end of 2025 and I haven't seen him. But I think that there's a big chance we see him during the Royal Rumble. And I'm almost adamant. I'm almost certain he will feature at WrestleMania 41. Why would you ever want to miss that show if you don't have to miss that show? He is in a very fortunate position where he can appear at like the Super Bowl of wrestling, right? WrestleMania is one of those events that like trends and everyone talks about and kind of views around the world and social media engagement. Like it's all up there with like Super Bowl numbers. Like there are places that put bids in hoping to host WrestleMania. This is a massive boost to his brand being featured on this show. And even though he's done it before, if you can do it again, you would always want to do it again. So, yeah, I just don't see any way that this is true, to be honest. So, for me personally, I don't believe it, but you should probably still be aware of it. Something else that you should be aware of, the Wyatt Sicks are expected to feud with the Judgment Day after this program with Final Testament is done. Not very surprising news. I thought they would face Judgment Day at some point. I'm sure you did as well. Judgment Day, the biggest heel faction on Raw. One of the biggest in WWE, probably only Bloodline ahead of them. And this was inevitable, to be honest. But I think what's good about this news is we know it's next. So it looks like after Final Testament, it will be Judgment Day. I don't think we get to this until after the Rumble. Obviously, we've got a long way to go with this Final Testament feud still. But Judgment Day next is good. It's exciting. And Brady is extra excited. Brady, a big Alexa Bliss fan, says Judgment Day have got 2 females. Wyatt Sicks have only 1 for now. So could it be that this is how we bring Alexa back? She comes back, she goes into the Wyatt Sicks. Obviously, we've spoke a lot about the little hints and things during Nightbird that seemed to imply that Alexa would join up with the Wyatt Sicks at some point. And yeah, we're just waiting for Alexa to come back, which we believe will be early 2025 now. And she could come back and go straight into this program with Judgment Day where, yeah, Brady's right, she may be needed. The only thing I'm going to say is the last I heard was that Alexa would come back, but she would be normal. She would be herself, and the Wyatts were going to have to try and bring her into the group, right? So time-wise, I'm not sure if it all lines up. So a little bit messy, but this is kind of where we are with the future plans of the Wyatt Sicks, things that you definitely need to be aware of. Christopher, shout out to you. More legends announced for Saturday night's main event. Koko Beware, Greg the Hammer Valentine, $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, Tito Santana, Jimmy Hart. I'm in my element. I am absolutely in my flipping element. He was at WrestleMania 1. He was at WrestleMania 1, which is amazing. These were all around kind of, I think, just a bit after that time. But still, obviously, that era. And, oh, man, it is so great to see the golden era getting some love. I don't even know the last time we saw Koko B. Ware or Tito Santana or Greg, to be honest. I think the last time I saw Greg Valentine, he was sat in the stands at AEW. So to actually get these on the show, I feel like we've given so much love to, like, the Attitude Era. But as time has gone by, obviously we've lost a lot of people from the golden era. So it is so good to see that era getting a bit of love again. So, oh my God, I'm so excited for Saturday. Christopher, again, thank you. This is coming from WrestleVotes. WWE are currently planning to have the finals of the Women's Intercontinental Championship Tournament take place on the Raw Netflix premiere. So probably not the biggest surprise in the world that show is going to be where the final takes place. That show, of course, is basically a PLE. So it's going to be absolutely huge. January 6th, you know, put it in your diary. It's unmissable. And they're trying to find a way of making it even bigger. Christopher again. Christopher was all over the news today. The return of Charlotte Flair to WWE TV is now upon us and imminent. Fans can expect a little different presentation, a fresh coat of paint per se, maybe a different side of Flair. There are a few thoughts that she could come in as early as this weekend, Saturday night's main event. She's ready. It's all good to go. So imagine a slightly different presentation. Don't know how I feel about that. I suppose I'm down for giving it a go. Obviously, we need to see what this slightly different presentation is. But yeah, I'm so used to this, you know, it's going to be weird to see her being presented slightly differently. I can't imagine it's anything that drastic. I don't think she's going to come out like flipping Nikki Cross. But yeah, okay, let's go. I'm down for it. And she could return. It's not certain. Could return as early as this weekend. Talking of this weekend, WrestleBuzz, shout out to you. Here are the betting odds. Again, bigger the minus number, the more of a favourite they are. So Cody minus 400, Kevin plus 250. That makes him a pretty good favourite, actually. So Cody retaining is looking pretty good, but still close, actually. Because look at this. Liv minus 5,000, right? Compared to EO, who's plus 1,200. So pretty much guaranteed to retain according to the bookies, right? Here, Gunther minus 2,000. Then they've got Finn at plus 650, Damian at plus 750. We did say this during our predictions video. I expect all the champs to retain, but if someone was going to win here, I'd lean more Finn, because rumours were he's going to have a bigger 2025, right? So I'd lean more to Finn, but I expect Gunther to retain. I expect Cody to retain as well, Liv to retain, so that all makes sense. And then here they've got Drew at minus 300. That makes him the shortest, smallest favourite. I think he's pretty much nailed on. I expect Drew to get the win. But they've got Sami at plus 200. Yeah, maybe Sami is the underdog with the best chance of winning. I don't give Kevin much chance, to be honest. I do give Finn a bit of a chance. I don't give Kevin much chance at all. Unless they want to end the year on a big, big shock. So, yeah, these are the odds and no odds for the Women's United States tournament as of the 12th of December, right? So that's the latest odds for Saturday night's main event. And this, oh my God, guys, this is the news that has hurt me so bad. And this is why this Unseen is earlier, right? And we'll get to it. And so, Bradley, thank you. Let's go bigger and whoosh it over, shall we? There will reportedly be very little WWE archive content on Netflix. The answer is not much. There'll be all the current shows and all the current pay-per-views. Everything is going to Netflix. As far as the archives, there will be some, but very little. When everything starts on January 1st, they're going to have roughly 40 pay-per-views will be the only thing up. It'll just be intermittent, some recent and some from years ago. There'll be no WCW. It's all WWE. No Mid-Atlantic. No Mid-South Wrestling. No World Class. None of that tape library stuff. People didn't really watch a lot of it, so that's what's happened. That's coming from Dave Meltzer. Now, in America, you lot have got Peacock. I don't know what you've got on Peacock in regards to the archive, the history, the shows from the past, right? I believe there was quite a few shows that never transferred over when you lost the WWE network, right? And it moved to Peacock. Here in the UK, we've still got the network, but it ends at the end of this year and it all goes to Netflix. What we're finding out here is actually it ain't going to Netflix. It sounds like very little is going to Netflix, and that has seriously got me upset, worried, concerned, because I am constantly jumping on the network and just going to little bits. I always just look up little old feuds, matches, just little refreshes that I need, right? It's just a brilliant tool to go to and go back to. So for me, like, losing access to that is a big problem. It's a big problem. It's something that I always just... Could I have watched it more? Definitely. But I'm really going to miss all those old shows. I'm really going to miss the ability to go back to those. So I am, right now, recording as much as I can, right? Hence why my plan for tonight is just record, right? If anyone from WWE is watching, I'm absolutely not doing that. I'm just saying it as a joke. I'm totally recorded. I'm trying to get as much stuff as I can, maybe, but, you know, maybe not as well. Yeah, honestly, this is like, oh my God. So this is like nightmare scenario for me. So honestly, I want to just try and get as much as possibly can before it all goes away. I'm not so worried about like the territory stuff, but having no WCW is really disappointing. And I'm thinking this means, like, it sounds like a load of the pay-per-views are going. Only 40 pay-per-views. That's less than 4 years worth of pay-per-views. So like, all the pay-per-views are going. You would have thought at least all the old WWE pay-per-views would stay. I would have thought that. At least the pay-per-views would stay. But it sounds like all the old pay-per-views are going as well. This is nightmare scenario, right? And I know it doesn't affect our American friends, but it certainly affects a lot of us here in the UK and other places, other international countries where their content is moving over to Netflix. Right, Lynette says, Triple H, 3 weeks till Raw on Netflix. Are you ready? No, because you're taking a load of stuff away from me. First time ever, our stars... our fans open the doors to the WWE HQ, right? What the flip is he on about, right? Next Wednesday, more to come. Big announcement. This sounds like a big Netflix launch event, right? It's going to be superstars, fans. We're opening the doors to the headquarters next Wednesday. I would love for this to be a show that's on YouTube, because we would totally stream it, right? We would totally do a watch along for it. They do have a ring that they could do some stuff in, right? And they could do a couple of matches, and they could basically just promote the fact they're going to Netflix. Just a big launch event, like it's happening, don't miss it. Just anyone that's not heard the news, it's just, you know, get a big noise made, you know. Have The Rock come walking out and have a load of the news outlets kind of pick up on the story. It's just a great way of just promoting this move, yeah? So more to come. That's all the details that we've got, but this is interesting. Yeah, the stars, the fans, headquarters next Wednesday. More to come. I mean, he's put this out on Twitter. It's out there. He wants everyone to know about it. I'm thinking this stands a good chance of being something that we see on YouTube. Right, Crispy Wrestling, new promotional poster for New Year's Evil that's taking place on January 7th in LA. Pretty standard poster. Looks like the kind of image we see for their weekly show, so nothing too exciting. But yes, New Year's Evil is the day after that Raw debut, right? So that's going to be a bonkers week. So we've got the Raw debut on Netflix. The very next night, monster NXT. New Year's Evil, championship matches everywhere. What a week that's going to be. Triple H reveals that he's got a mile-long list of celebrities that want to do something at WrestleMania next year. He goes on to say he'll pick the biggest ones and the ones that make sense storyline-wise. They don't have the real estate to work with all of them, so apparently they are in demand. He was saying that right now he believes that this is bigger than the Attitude Era. He's like, you wouldn't believe the amount of people that are getting in touch with me. We're working with everyone at the moment. So, yeah, crazy. Right, let's go over to community. So, Kapata, shout out to you. Getting a follow from R-Truth. Lynette, getting a follow from Carrion Cross. So, many congratulations to those guys. Let's go over here. Yeah, this is our fun folder, right? And this is Bayley. Now, she is doing something really lovely. She is giving out some instructions on how you can send toys to a certain place. She's doing a toy drive for children in the Bay Area. I grew up in San Francisco. It's all lovely, right? The reason why I included this is because at the 21-second, 22-second mark, it does sound like she says male penis, right? And I am a child, and I can't get past that. A clip of Bayley saying male penis has appeared in my notifications, and how am I supposed to be big enough to ignore that? I'm not strong enough to ignore that. We're watching this clip, by the way. So, and also, what's great is it's for charity, so there's a great message behind it, so you can't be upset with me. But at the 22-second mark, yeah. You're going to be listening out for it now, and you're right to. Right?
Hey everybody, I just posted a video on my Instagram and on my Twitter about the toy drive that I'm doing with child advocates of Silicon Valley. And in case it's not very clear, when you go to the link in my bio, go to the Amazon wish list, and it'll automatically have the address for where you can ship it. It'll be the Child Advocates of Silicon Valley in Milpitas, California. Click on you can ship it. It'll be the Child Advocates of Silicon Valley in Milpitas, California. Click on that, and in the notes, put your email along with @Yahoo, @Gmail, whatever it is, but do Silicon Valley in Milpitas, California. Click on that, and in the notes, put your email along with @Yahoo, @Gmail, whatever it is, but do not put the .com part because Amazon will not allow you. That way I could still see your email and I can enter you into the raffles as you donate these gifts for these kids, and I appreciate it so much.
Well, there we go. I mean, I think there was some good message in there as well. I'm not sure. But that is, details are on her Instagram. Details, listen, go to her Instagram, even if you just want to see the clip again where she says male penis. Yeah. And that was clever by her, because I think she knew that by saying that it would gain more traction. So I think she just slipped it in. Right, look, here's Nick Aldis. He's like, this is me trying to read my mentions whilst avoiding Carmelo wish lists. So apparently everyone's getting in touch with Nick Aldis going, oh my God, can we get Carmelo against such and such? Can we get Carmelo against such and such? Are we going to do Carmelo against such and such? And this is him just trying to get past all of that to get to the stuff that he might actually want to interact with, right? So, Thomas, thank you. Yes, look at this. Thomas said, here's some fun. Absolutely. This is Asuka. She's back to her memeing best. So here's a lovely image of Asuka having a lie down by the fireplace. And this is her spirit animal. This is where she got, I'm guessing, the inspiration from. Or maybe it was vice versa. Perhaps Deadpool got the inspiration from Asuka. Right, yeah, this is crazy. I've never seen footage of Roman Reigns actually playing college football. We've got some here. Let's check it out.
Joe Rogan, big sack to force the punt. What's he known as, John Tenuta?
Joe Rogan is Y50, you know, because, you know, book him Dano. He makes the sack, you know, book him Dano. I mean, this kind of fits. So, you know, those things fall into play, you know, and sometimes I use other words, but I mean, most of the time the funny ones come out.
Oh, boy. Oh. John Tenuta, one of the best around, and Joe Rogan, one of the best around.
Yeah.
Don't you just love just sitting figured out right now? Joe Rogan with a stop and a loss on the play.
This is an offense. You run east and west sideways, and John Tenuta was telling us we need
Johnson.
There we go. So that is Roman Reigns, like, playing. We didn't actually get to see any play, unfortunately. But, yeah, apparently his little nickname he got given was Hawaii 5-0 or something. So I just thought that was pretty fun to see Roman and then referring to him by his real name, Joe Anoa'i. Oh, this is great. Lynette, thank you. This was March 2nd. Earlier this year, Kairi can turn a hater into a fan. I like how she gets out the ring and she's like counting along with the count and she goes 2. Oh, because she was thinking was hoping it was going to be the 3, of course. But there's that moment where she's like 1, 2. Oh, but then oh God, it's so good. Everything about this clip is so good. The way that part of her is thinking about what's happening behind, but then part of her is she's on a mission to turn this guy's thumb around, but she's also still focused on what's happening behind. Look at it. It's amazing. 2. 2. There's just that little moment there where she goes 2. Oh well, we didn't get the 3 this time. That's okay. Pop. Pop. There we go. You've got your thumb the wrong way, mate. You're not meant to do that at me. You're meant to do that. I love that clip. I think that's great. Big Bam said Drew is at it again. Look at this. Sami Zayn working for Uber Eats. Look at that. He's got his Uber Eats high vis, his Uber Eats chips. Amazing. Amazing. Hey, should we see what Asuka's up to?
Oh, and that one is... Oh, and that one is...
Look at that. Look at that. Amazing. So I love that from Asuka. She's having a lot of fun at the moment. Let's go into other, shall we? Undertaker said people were calling BS on me when I went on Joe Rogan and told back in the day that people carried guns and knives. There wasn't a TSA back then, and we were in the car. I'm telling you, man, it was a whole different ball game back then. It was the wild, wild west. I'm so happy that the business has evolved to where it is now so that guys don't have to worry about it. You just didn't mess with the people. There were fights, but you just didn't. So Undertaker kind of painting a picture of what it was like back in the day, traveling on the road, having to protect yourself. People carrying guns and knives in their bags just in case things got a bit heated. And he's like, I'm so glad the business has evolved to where now people don't have to do those kinds of things. So it's bonkers, isn't it? It's bonkers. Talking of bonkers, this is bonkers. WWE repeatedly eyeing Nebraska track star Meghan Walker for NXT, right? Now, I don't really get this. Some girl, right? She looks great. 3.6 million. Is she a big deal? Is she like a big name, or is it just because she is blonde and attractive? Is that what's done this? What's done this? What's resulted in this getting 3.6 million views? That's insane. I would not have included this if it didn't have that number. In fact, I think we included her. She might even have been the girl that was wearing that next in line shirt. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't understand. But I thought I'd include it anyway. And then this is our final one, Emmanuel. Shout out to you. So he said at the end, Finn calls himself the leader of Judgment Day, which is very interesting because Judgment Day isn't meant to have leaders. So they're asking him questions, different questions about who would fit in best if going to Miami, who is the cleanest member of the Judgment Day, blah, 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 blah. Let's skip to the end, right? 'Cause it's not that interesting, but we'll go to the end.
Yeah, community here in Miami, so I think it's, much as I despise him personally right now, it's got to be Damien Priest. It's got to be me, the leader of the Judgment Day, Finn Balor.
So there we go. Who would make the best head coach? Who would make the best head coach of the team? And he responded, it's got to be me, the leader of the Judgment Day, Finn Balor. Ah, that is interesting. That is interesting. So, Manuel, shout out to you, my friends. So there we go, a bit of a shorter unseen because I'm running away to record as much stuff as I possibly can. So, Word of Wrestling, shout out to you. Chris, appreciate it, my friend. Metal Mama, thank you. Sweet Chin Wrestling, shout out to you. BreeTube10, thank you, my friend. Big Bam, thank you, buds. Wrestling's biggest fan, thank you, my friend. Raymond, appreciate it. Stone Cold Scorp, thank you. Big Migs Gaming, thank you, my friend. And NS Mommy, shout out to you. Shout out to everybody that supports this video series. Don't forget, we are back tomorrow with our SmackDown watch along. We'll have an unseen after that. And of course, on Saturday night's main event. Thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate the support. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.